Okay, YouTube, EMP's Blade960 here, once again doing a deck video. This time it isn't machines, it isn't spellcasters, it's Aquarious. That's what I call it. Okay, we'll just get started here since I got a 10-minute limit now. We got White Knight Dragon. 2 sack, 3 grand attack, 2500 defense. To get the activation of a spell or trap card that targets this card and destroy that card. When another monster I control is going to be selected for an attack target, I can get rid of a spell or trap on my side of the field and redirect the attack to this thing. Good for diverting cards away. So then we're going to move on to Magna-Slash Dragon. Magna-Slash Dragon, you get rid of a continuous spell card on my side of the field, destroy a spell and trap card on the opponent's side of the field, 2400 attack, 1 sack, good enough. Divine Dragon Aqua Blazer recycles some of those continuous spell cards that get bounced to the graveyard either through Magna-Slash Dragon's effect or being naturally destroyed themselves, all for the sacrifice of 1 water-type monster on my side of the field. Next up, 3 Kodomeno Sea Panthers, 1900 beat sticks. As long as I have a water-type monster in my hand, they'll continue to be 1900 beat sticks on my side of the field. If not, I'm screwed. Familiar Possessed Erica for an 1850 beat stick that won't disappear on me. Cold Enchanter 1600 that can be built into a beat stick by tossing cards from my hand to the graveyard. Sangi, search out some of my key cards for later. Hitting up the frogs now, which is over half the deck. This one's Unifrog, a little extra spell and trap destruction. Next, the main part of the deck, dupe frogs. These things are nasty. First off, while they're on the field, their name's treated as Death Frog. I believe there's a card out there called Death Croaking, which is completely deadly because it destroys all cards on your opponent's side of the field. While this card is face up on the field, your opponent cannot declare or choose a different card for an attack except for the dupe frog. So, in other words, if there are 2 or more of these cards on your side of the field, your opponent can't declare an attack. Because you can only attack this one, but you can only attack this one. I'm not sure how officially that goes out, but I'm pretty sure it goes like this. And then when it's sent to the graveyard, you gain another frog monster except dupe frog, or frog the jam. Next up, 3 flip-flop frogs and 2 penguin soldiers, your field bouncers. Flip-flop, completely nasty, 500 attack, but he bounces 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field for every face-up frog-type monster you got. You got him, that's only 1. You got him plus his friend Dupe Frog, that's 2. Got him and 2 other Dupe Frogs, 3. Flip up another one, 4. Up to 4. And of course, Penguin Soldier bounces 2 of them back, so you can flip him face up, bounce him back to your hand, and 1 on your opponent's side of the field, or flip, bounce 2, and have a 1750 beat stick. Ooh. Plus it's a penguin with the sword. And then swap frogs. Toss a water type monster, special summon him. You can switch another frog type monster to normal summon another frog. So I could switch out flip-flop for another dupe and have 2 dupes. But I mostly use him for this, since he is a toss special summon. I use him for high level sacks. Then we get over here, 2 water hazards for special summon, and then Inferno Reckless summon. That's for those guys. Use water hazard, get dupe frog out, Inferno Reckless chain. 3 dupe frogs and your opponent doesn't know what to do with them. Next up, anti-swarm cards, Dark Door, only 1 monster can declare an attack during the battle phase. Toll, pay 500 life points in order to declare an attack. That eventually will hinder your opponent to go, I need to get rid of that before I declare an attack. Then Kaiser Coliseum, restrictor on swarms. As long as you have 1 monster in your side of the field, your opponent cannot summon anything past what you have. So if you just got 1 flip-flop frog on your side of the field, they can't summon past 1. Then we got ourselves a salvage for recirculating some of those cards that got bounced to the graveyard, Fissure for a little destruction, and Twister just in case I need to get rid of Dark Door or Toll, and I don't have Divine Dragon or Magna Slash out there. Okay, your stall cards. Thunder Ruler, Wabaku, completely nasty. Why, you ask? Well, you got 5 cards that'll bounce back. They're not destroyed, and then your opponent's card goes bye-bye. And then half or nothing. I prefer second Wabaku in here over this, but I don't got a spare second one currently right now. Besides, half or nothing is still nasty, especially when they think they're dealing with a flip-flop frog and they really run into a dupe frog. Non-aggression area. You want to activate this card right before you start, during your standby phase, right before you start bouncing cards back to your opponent's hand. Why? Toss 1 card. During your opponent's next turn, they cannot normal summon, special summon, or set. They deal what's on their side of the field. So basically, you empty their field, they're screwed. They can't special summon, they can't normal summon. The only thing they could do, summon-wise, flip summon, but you already get rid of all their cards. Next up, more special summon cards. Flip summon, Space Gate, and a hero emerges. Once again, trying to get Dupe Frog out, Chain Inferno, and there's 3 of them. Or with a hero emerges, you might accidentally get one of the big 3 out. Moving on, Ceasefire. Nasty card. Couple reasons. Does 500 damage per effect monster. Whole deck is effect monsters. What's even more nasty, Flip-Flop Frog is not a flip effect monster. I believe it qualifies under Ignition and Trigger, but it's not a flip effect monster. When it's flip face up, the trigger happens, which is bouncing cards back to the hand. So the only one who's really screwed with Ceasefire is Penguin Soldier, but if Flip-Flop Frog's there, not only are they getting hit with 500 damage per effect monster on the field, then the same monster that just did the burn damage to them get bounced back to their hand. Trap does shoot because you are bouncing so many cards back to your opponent's hand, you just have to run it. They only got 1 low level back in their hand, shuffle back in their deck. They ain't gonna summon. And finally, my nasty card out of this deck, Needle Sealing. Destroys, if there are 4 or more monsters on the field, activate it, destroys all face up. Flip-Flop can reset himself. So, basically, incineration on a massive scale. That's the deck, 40 cards. My hope is someone will see this and go, hey, that ain't too bad of a deck. Let's see how this works. I think frogs are kind of a sub-deal in the metagame currently. So, that's just an idea. So, rate, comment, subscribe, all that other jazz. I'm glad I'm finally under 10 minutes. This is like the 4th time I had to try this. Stupid 10-minute rule. Well, EMP's Blade Knight 60 out.